Generally, when there's a discussion about the gender gap, it has to do with equal pay for women in the workplace. And while it's still a very large problem and far from fixed, there's another gender gap we should be worried about. It's in our schools, and this time, it has to do with boys. According to the report The Secret Behind College Competition, almost 60% of college students, 67% of college graduates, and 70% of college valedictorians are women. Back in 1970, though, these numbers were flipped. So why have our boys fallen behind? Well, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, has a few theories. First, boys are bored. Across the world, boys are more likely to not only be late for class, but completely skip and even be held back. To counter this, author/instructor Ralph Fletcher says teachers should tailor more of their assignments to fit the interests of young boys. Things like movies and video games. Which actually brings us to another problem. Boys love video games. A lot. So much so, they're spending more time online and playing games than girls, and far more time doing those things than, say, reading or doing their homework, which causes that gender gap to widen even further because if boys are spending less time studying than their female counterparts, it's only reasonable to assume they won't do as well on standardized tests. And again, this all comes down to capturing the boys' attention. According to the National Literacy Trust report about boys and reading, boys respond best to comic books, nonfiction, and newspapers. Encourage more reading of those in the classroom, and boys will read more. Then, once they're engaged in the classroom, getting them interested in actually doing their homework will start to fall in place. But, at the end of the day, curriculum can be changed and teachers can target each gender in the best way they can. But if parental support isn't there, it won't work. So, the best way to get your boy to do better in school is to know what he needs to succeed and help him like the awesome parent you are.